One has always, relied on the big institutions to manage one's sort of net disposable income or surplus. Rather, the large institutions today do this as a business and not rather, managing money as it should be. So it's become more of a gunslinging game by the big institutions where they do all sorts of unethical practices in order to, actually make money. And I think the client at the end is the last thing that they really bother. So one usually has been giving this money to specialists to manage purely due to lack of time because of our day jobs. And when one really analyzes it, there's nothing that really is of significant value that these institutions are adding. That's the primary reason why I have been really looking at alternatives. So in my interactions with the founder, Prashant, as well as the team, I found that they had a completely different approach. Their philosophy was slightly different, or rather significantly different. Secondly, I think the sophistication and the manner in which they presented themselves and their proposition is something which appears to be very credible. To a large extent, I was convinced about the fact that these guys are different and that they can be trusted with my money for not just for the short term but for the longer term. Working with a fund manager who can give you much more comfort in terms of how he's going to manage your money in a more transparent fashion as well as in a more credible fashion is something which one is looking at. I got the comfort level with Multi-Act. For the time period that I have been with them, I think I just invested when the markets were just about to touch a high. Now, markets have tanked, I think, about 22% in the last, 11 months. But most importantly, my portfolio, is still in positive terrain. So which obviously, I think for me, it is a good first sign.